tale of the three trees presented by the 4th grade. Once upon a mountaintop, three little trees stood dreaming of what they wanted to become when they grew up.
The first little tree looked up at the stars and said, I want to hold treasure. I want to be covered with gold and filled with precious stones. The second little tree looked out at a small stream trickling by on its way to the ocean. I want to travel in mighty waters and carry powerful kings. I will be the strongest ship in the world. The third little tree looked down to the valley below, where a busy men and women lived in a busy town. I don't want to leave the mountaintop at all. I want to grow so tall that when people stop to look at me, they raise their eyes to heaven and think of God.
Years passed and the little trees grew tall. One day, 3 woodcutters climbed the mountain.
The first woodcutter looked at the first tree and said, This tree is beautiful. It is perfect for me. With the swoop of his shining axe, the first tree fell. Now I shall be made into a beautiful chest for the first tree. I shall hold wonderful treasure. The second woodcutter looked at the second tree and said, This tree is strong. It is perfect for me. With the swoop of his shining axe, the second tree fell. Now I shall sail mighty waters off the second tree. I shall be a strong ship, fit for kings. The third little tree felt her heart sink when the last woodcutter looked her way. She stood straight and tall and pointed bravely to heaven, but the woodcutter never even looked up. Any kind of tree will do for me, he muttered. With the swoop of his shining axe, the third tree fell. The first tree rejoiced when the woodcutter brought her to a carpenter's shop. But the carpenter fashioned the tree into a feeding box for animals. The once beautiful tree was not covered with gold, nor with treasure. She was coated with sawdust and filled with hay for hungry animals. The tree smiled when the woodcutter took him to a shipyard. But no mighty sailing ships were made that day. Instead, the one strong tree was hammered and sawed into a simple fishing boat. Too small and too weak to sail an ocean, or even a river, he was taken to a little lake. Every day he brought in loads of dead, smelly fish. The third tree was confused when the woodcutter caught her to strong beak and left her alone. What happened? The one soldier wondered. All I ever wanted was to stay on the mountain and prove to God.
Many, many days and nights passed. The trees nearly forgot their dreams.
But one night, golden starlight poured over the first tree when a young woman placed her newborn baby in the feeding box. I wish I could make a cradle for him, her husband whispered. The mother squeezed his hand and smiled at the starlight shone on the smooth and sturdy wood. This manger is beautiful, she said, and suddenly the first tree was holding the greatest treasure in the world. One evening, a tired traveler and his friends crowded into an old fishing boat. The traveler fell asleep as the second tree quietly sailed out into the lake. Soon a thunder and thrash and storm arose. The little tree shuddered. She knew she didn't have enough strength to carry so many passengers through the wind and rain. The tired man awakened. He stood up and stretched out his hands and said, Peace. The storm stopped as quickly as it had begun. Suddenly the second tree knew he was carrying the King of heaven and earth. One Friday morning, the third tree was made from the forgotten woodpile. She flinched as she was carried through an angry jeering crowd. She shuddered when soldiers nailed a man's hands to her. She felt ugly and harsh. But on Sunday